Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're checking out what if Portugal joined the Central Powers. Now I have the entire World War One map. Which it still has some countries that are around. Saudi Arabia still on. For some reason Kuwait is it's still independent. I don't know why. But today they're going to join the Central Powers because they don't like the British for some reason. Which the Central Powers would consist of, obviously, Portugal, now, but also Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. So it's fours. The Entente will be Italy, Serbia, Russia, also the British, and basically the Spanish and the French. Well, but the US is going to remain neutral for now. But it all happened when World War One started because of, well, of the Archduke of Austria-Hungary, Franz Ferdinand, right? This guy right here. Which immediately will spark a war. Which, they'll begin their invasion. Which means Russia will begin their invasion of Austria-Hungary. And then Germany invades Austria-Hungary, Russia. Which sparks the First World War. Portugal will make their move and conquer all of this territory from Spain. Then going into French Morocco. Then they're going into Spanish Sahara. They're going to take Galicia. They're going to take the Balearic Islands and meet up with the French border, which is heavily fortified right now. Yeah, this happens. Romania will begin invading Austria-Hungary. And France is going to invade into Germany. And Italy will invade into Austria-Hungary. The British over here are going to go after Mozambique. We'll also getting through Angola, going through Angola, and German Namibia. The Germans will take all of British Guyana, British Papua New Guinea, and they were going to invade in Australia. We see German forces entering into South Africa and into this area over here, which I forgot the name of. They're gonna go around here. Portugal will make their invasion of this area. cutting them off from all of this area. Wait, I forgot Tanzania was German. Well, they're also gonna they're invaded by, the British is also gonna get invaded over here, which means, wait, no. Wait, what? That's Mozambique. That's Portuguese. Wait, over here they're gonna invade into Kenya and Uganda. And they'll take Somalia. They're making their moves into Somalia. Eventually they'll take British Somaliland and French Somaliland. And then all the way into Eritrea. The Germans are going to invade Nigeria through German Cameroon. And into Africa. Into French West Africa. Just like that. And then we see something interesting happening. The US joins the Central Powers. So they invade into Canada. And they'll connect up to Alaska. And they'll also invade into, they'll send in, Germany pushes back France in this area, and Austria-Hungary pushes them back here. The British are getting pushed out of Africa too. And they're also going to lose ground over here. Russia is getting kicked out of Austria-Hungary. And so is Romania. Now we see the Germans going through and taking all of the Benelux nations. With the help of Portugal, they're going to take the Congo, and they're also going to take Rhodesia, of course. So, yeah. They're also making invasions into South Africa and also Eswatini and Lesotho. And they take all of South Africa. With the Americans coming in, they take all of French Guiana and British Guiana. They even island hop over here into the Caribbean. And we see them invade from this area into the Great Lakes, from the Great Lakes. And they invade into Quebec, who is actually being helped rising up against Canada from the British. They even make a naval landing inside of Newfoundland. And they'll even invade into Greenland, which Germany will also invade into Denmark and capture them. France is falling. France has fallen. Italy is getting invaded. Romania gets invaded. Russia is getting invaded again. This time it's gonna be too easy. The Ottomans are invading into Egypt. And take them with relative ease. They're even going to advance into Libya. Well, also the Portuguese are invading into French Africa, the French African colonies. Which is not good for the French African colonies because they're getting invaded. Even the Ottomans link up with these guys over here. And they'll help out against these guys. And as you can see, the Central Powers might win this war. They take these guys over. Pretty sure that's Spanish, I don't remember. If I know that's Spanish. They'll take all of this land. They'll even make invasions over here. And all of the DRC falls, well, Belgian Congo. We see the Germans invading Papua New Guinea, into Indonesia. They're going to be advancing into Indonesia. They're going to make it to this island over here. They're going to make it to Java or Jakarta, whatever. And we actually see them advancing more into Australia. And they land in New Zealand. The Americans start advancing into Canada. More and more. They meet up with this front. And slowly but surely Canada will fall. Germany has just landed inside of the British Isles, and they're gonna take them with relative ease. The Germans are gonna invade into more of Indonesia. And they're gonna invade into more of Malaysia. And now they're invading Borneo. And now they're invading the Philippines, which actually no, that's a part of the Americans right now. But we see a naval landing taking place over here in French Indochina, where the Central Powers are going to land and take it with relative ease. And we see a naval landing taking place in the British Raj. And over here in Sri Lanka, too. We're seeing a lot of all of the Canadian regions fall into American control, which is not good because, well, that means they will just send over help to Europe and Africa, which is not good for the on time. So Canada mostly follows. So Canada just surrenders. Denmark is already gone, so all the allies are gone. So we can take a look at a peace treaty in this war. Alright. Alright, let's take a look at the peace treaty of this war. Oh. Alright, so in the peace treaty, we see Portugal annexing a large portion of French Africa and also Spanish Africa. Take all of this land. And also a bit of France. Germany will take all of this land. And also take a bit of the British. They also take a majority of the Baltics. And all of this will fall to Austria-Hungary, with also annexing Serbia. They also take control of these Italian lands. They also take control over most of this land right here. And some more land over here. Also see a lot of Australia falling over to German hands, and also New Zealand. And all the Dutch East Indies. Except for this bit, because that's going over to the US, and also over here too. Germany will just annex a bit of this land. Russia will also annex, the Ottomans will annex this land too. We see Germany actually getting some more land over here. Inside of Nigeria. Also the Belgian Congo will they'll get some land out of that. And they'll also get some land over here. German Namibia will get some land here, this area. And also out of this area over here. And we also see all of this land over here go over to Portuguese hands. And also German Tanzania will get this, and Portuguese Mozambique will get all of this. Also Madagascar becomes German. The US will actually take some land from Russia over here in Siberia. Ireland declares their independence. We also see the US taking French Guiana and British Guiana. And they'll also take some Canadian lands. That being these lands right here. also taking New Brunswick. I mean, as you can see, Quebec declaring their independence. I think this is what Quebec looks like. I'm not entirely sure. But Quebec declares their independence, and we see this area become a German puppet state. We also see the U.S. make a little area in Greenland. Finland will declare their independence away from Russia and claim all this land. Ukraine will declare their independence too. So will Belarus, who will actually take this land here. So, I'm pretty sure that will be the peace treaty of this war, of World War One, with a Central Power victory. The Central Powers won the First World War. We'll also take a look at an alternate scenario where they lost, so I'll do that too. They did originally lose, but still. I don't know what that is, but yeah. At least the Ottomans expanded. Yeah, this is interesting. This was an interesting one. Actually, I think this is... Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, they didn't annex any parts of South Africa. Alright. Here we go. Alright. I'll see you guys in the next one, where I actually showed if they lost.